Meenakshi College of Engineering, KK Nagar, Chennai. Admissions open for BE, BTech, BArc, ME, MCA, MBA and MArc. Counseling code 1509.
फारूक अब्दुल्ला जी, फारूक अब्दुल्ला जी, माननीय सांसद.
Madam Chairman, thank you for giving me this time to speak. I'm not here to create differences or create bitterness. Nation is for all of us. If nation survives, we all will survive. That's the first thing we must all remember. I need to correct the minister who spoke recently. She said about child marriage, that since they came, child marriage has stopped in Kashmir. She's completely wrong. Maharaja Kashmir, Maharaja Hari Singh in 1928 passed the act that no child marriage will take place in his state. And that was put into order. And they completely gave a wrong information which I want to be corrected about. Secondly, we are part of India, yes. She spoke about Kashmiri Pandits. It's the biggest black mark that is on our history of Jammu and Kashmir. 1947, when the Kabalis came and the Pakistani army came, Maharaja's army was very small. They could not defend the state. They walked in. Who defended at that time the people, the minority? Everyone, the Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, all Christians stood together and said, we will fight them. We had no weapons, but we only had the will that they cannot take us. And I must inform the minister, the Akali Dal leader here. We are proud of your people. The Patiala regiment was the first that came to defend us. And I remember as a child, I was behind my father when I went to the airport. And I saw these 6-footers with a ring around their head. And I hid behind my father. I said, who are they? He said, they are the Punjab regiment that has come to defend us. And to them I pay my homage, to their bravery. Many died in my land, hardly any returned back. Today, we stand proud to be part of this nation. But this nation has a responsibility, not only to Hindus, but to Muslims, Christians and Sikhs and everybody that lives in India.
Yes. Yes.
Prime Minister does not represent only one color.
Yes.
He represents India. He represents 1.4 billion people of India. Let's not ignore that. You make mistakes, we make mistakes. Yes. Who says we are perfect? We make mistakes. You remember? I was Chief Minister. And I tried to bring Kashmiri Pandits back home. Gujral Sahib was the Prime Minister here. And when we tried, the forces from across the border killed innocent Kashmiri Pandits in a village near Gandarbal. Immediately we stopped those 50 vehicles that had to bring them back home. And to this day, I must tell you, how many Kashmiri Pandits have you brought back in these 10 years? None. And don't forget, I was Chief Minister, sitting in the Assembly, please. And they came to attack the Assembly. 5 minutes before I had left the Assembly because I had to meet the Governor. And what happened? Please listen, please listen, please listen. They came to the Assembly and said, where is Farooq? They didn't know me where I was. They killed 40 people. Do you ever remember them? Do you ever talk of them? Do you ever say what happened to them? We stood because we wanted to stand by this nation. Please remember. So don't say that we are not part of India. Don't say we are Pakistanis. Don't say we are traitors.
इतने वरिष्ठ सदस्य हैं, मैं उनका आदर करता हूँ, लेकिन यह कहना कि यह सरकार 9 वर्षों में कश्मीरी पंडित हिंदुओं के लिए कुछ नहीं किया गया, वहाँ कश्मीरी पंडितों की जमीन की वापसी हो रही है, लोग जा भी रहे हैं, उनको रोजगार भी मिल रहा है, और यह यहाँ गुमराह करना सदन को कि सरकार कुछ नहीं की है, यह ठीक नहीं है, यह गलत बयानी है।
चलिए, what is saying?
ये बोला जाए।
आपको पता है ये? मिनिस्टर साहब सुनिए, सुनिए मिनिस्टर साहब सुनिए, सुनिए सुनिए सुनिए, कुछ आदत कीजिए सुनने की भी, सुनने की आदत कीजिए। आप ये जानते हैं कि किस तरह हमारे मिनिस्टरों को बमों से उड़ाया गया? मैंने उनके जो गोश्त था दरख्तों से उठाया है, कभी सुना आपने? कभी उसके बाद पता लगा आपको?
क्या 5 मिनट के बाद
पता है आपको? इसलिए कि हम लोग इस वतन के साथ रह सके, मगर जो आपका प्रभाव है, जो आपका तरीका है, वो इस मुल्क को खतरे में डाल रहा है। You are trying to create a tragedy for this nation. Remember, you are creating tragedies. Love people. It is not the force that will win you. It is not the power of the gun that will keep you. It is the love of the people that will keep us together. Create that love. Create that affection. Have some tears in your eyes. Not mere shouting. Enough of shouting has been done. Listen. Maharaja Kashmir was not a fool. Maharaja Kashmir wanted to remain independent. Yes. He wanted to be between these two nations, a Switzerland. But Pakistanis did not want that. Pakistanis invaded and he had to come to India for help. Don't forget. And that agreement that was signed, only 3 things you held: defense, communication, and foreign affairs. Final decision has to be done of the state by a plebiscite. That's a history. Don't forget the history. And that plebiscite was never held. If plebiscite was not held, and was not 370 a permanent issue? But you abrogated it. Thank God it's in the Supreme Court today. I don't want to say much about it. But create love, not hate. Don't hate us by telling us tourism. What tourism is going in Kashmir? What development is taking in Kashmir? It is not tourism and development. It is love that you have to give. You have to understand. Mohabbat seekho, mohabbat. Nafrat mat seekho. बहुत नफरत हो गई, बहुत नफरत हो गई। अब नफरत को छोड़ दो और मोहब्बत की बात करो। और सुनिए मेरी बात, सुनिए मेरी बात। Please have the courage to listen. I did not speak when you people were speaking. I did not raise my voice. So listen. And listen good. Listen good. You had G20 meeting. G20 meeting, and you said to the whole world, what a great tourism meeting you had. Do you know that you could not take the members of G20 to Gulmarg? You could not take them to Dachigam? And you say there is peace? That there is no terrorism there? Look at yesterday in Kulgam. Look at Rajouri. Our neighbor is still playing. Let's not forget that. And that's why I say to you, remember, I say to this government and I say to the people of India, याद रखिए वाजपेयी जी ने क्या कहा। सुनिए मेरी बात, सुनिए अपने लीडर की बात सुनिए। वो आए करना में आए पाकिस्तान के बॉर्डर के पास और कहने लगे कि सुनिए,
एक मिनट
कि दोस्त बदलाए जा सकते हैं, पड़ोसी बदलाए नहीं जा सकते। अगर हमने पड़ोसी के साथ दोस्ती में रह के रहे तो हम दोनों तरक्की करेंगे, अगर दुश्मनी में रहेंगे तो तरक्की कम हो जाएगी। ये आपके लीडर की बात है, सुनिए, आप इसको माने या न माने, अगर आप में दम है, मैं आज आपसे कहता हूं, इस हाउस से कहता हूं, और आप में दम है तो युद्ध कर लीजिए।
हो गया,
हम तो रोक नहीं रहे, हम तो कभी नहीं रोका, हम नहीं रोकते। करो करो, मगर हम पे शक करोगे कि हम पाकिस्तानी हैं, और कब तक शक करोगे?
बात करनी है।
मैं आपसे कहता हूँ, सुनिए, इस शक को छोड़िए और हमें भी गले लगाइए, जो इस वतन के साथ खड़े हैं और इस वतन के साथ खड़े रहें। हमने गोलियां खाई, हमने जिस्म अपने दिए, किसके लिए? कि हिंदुस्तान वहां जिंदा रहे। ये भूलिए मत, कभी भूलिए मत। और जहां तक मणिपुर का है, वहां पे आपसे कहना चाहता हूं, वहां भी हमें मोहब्बत से काम करना पड़ेगा और उन लोगों के दिलों को जीत के उस मुल्क को बचाना पड़ेगा। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका चेयरमैन साहब। आई होप दीज पीपल विल रियलाइज लव इज द ओनली वे फॉरवर्ड।
कह रहा हूं कि हिंदुस्तान की इतनी बड़ी ताकत है, क्या इस हिंदुस्तान से लड़ने की कोशिश कोई पड़ोसी नहीं कर सकता है। आज पूरा हिंदुस्तान गर्व करता है इस विषय पर, अपने प्रधानमंत्री जी पर, अपनी सरकार पर।
अनुप्रिया जी बोला जाए, दे दीजिए टाइम उनको।
प्लेबिसाइड इसलिए नहीं हुआ फारूक साहब, प्लेबिसाइड इसलिए नहीं हुआ कि एक उस पर शर्त थी कि और वो शर्त थी कि पाकिस्तान अपनी सेनाओं को पीओके से हटाएगा 10 साल के बाद जब आपका एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन होगा, वो शर्त थी। So let us not talk of plebiscite that it was not held. The शर्त जब पूरी नहीं हुई तो नहीं हो सकता।
अनुप्रिया पटेल जी बोलिए।
सर
आपका जमाने में, आपका जमाने में बैठिए, बैठ जाइए, लड़िए मत, बैठ जाइए, बैठ जाइए, बैठ जाइए। जब बोलिएगा उस समय सब नोट करके बोलिएगा।
Meenakshi College of Engineering, KK Nagar, Chennai. Admissions open for BE, BTech, BArc, ME, MCA, MBA and MArc. Counseling code 1509.